All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into the European basketball slate for February 14th. But we're not just going to rattle off picks. Nope. We're going to build a strategic ticket, piece by piece, and really get into the why behind every single move.
And hey, before we get rolling, a huge thank you to our sponsors, MyStake and Vadada, for making this all possible. If you want to follow along with the action, you can find some special sign-up links with some sweet bonuses right down in the description. So here's the game plan for today. We're going to look at the board from 4 totally different angles. First, the defensive slugfests. Then, we'll flip it and find the high-scoring shootouts. After that, we'll lock in on the heavy favorites, and finally, we'll hunt for some value with potential upsets. Let's do it.
Okay, first up, the grinders. We're talking about those tough, gritty games defined by lockdown defense and a super slow pace. You know, these are the matchups that are just screaming for a solid underbet.
And our prime example today is coming from the French League, a matchup between Strasbourg and Bourg. I mean, on paper, this thing has all the ingredients for a low-scoring battle.
And the logic here is just beautiful, because it's coming from both sides of the court. You've got Strasbourg, who loves to slow things down and make you work for every basket. And they're up against a Bourg team whose offense is just not clicking. They only put up 73 points against a much weaker team recently. It all points to a real grind.
And look, this under strategy isn't just a one-trick pony. You can see the same logic playing out all across Europe for all sorts of reasons. You've got 2 elite defenses banging heads in Greece. You've got Granada and Spain, who are statistically the worst offense in their league. And you even have high-stakes games where you just know the nerves are going to lead to some sloppy shooting.
Okay, let's completely flip the script now and build a totally different part of our ticket. Forget defense for a second. These are the games where we expect the scoreboard to light up, a real festival of points, and a fantastic spot for an overbet.
For this, we're heading right back to Greece for a game that has the offensive juggernaut Olympiakos taking on Heracles. Yeah, this one has all the makings of a track meet.
Now, the key here isn't just that Olympiakos can score. We all know that. It's that when they get into that crazy offensive rhythm, their defense tends to, well, let's just say it takes a bit of a vacation. So it creates this perfect storm where they might drop over 100 points, but they also give Heracles plenty of chances to score too, helping push that total over.
And you can spot this pattern all over the map. I mean, whether it's a team with a defense as leaky as Prometheus, a super high-tempo game in Italy, or a team like Vecta in Germany that just wants to run and jack up threes, the reasons might be different, but the likely result is the same. Points, points, and more points.
All right, time for our third strategy, locking in on the big dogs, the convincing favorites. We're not just trying to pick a winner here. We're looking for those teams that are set up to win and win big, covering the point spread.
And the poster child for this approach today is back in France. We've got the powerhouse Asvel team on the road against a weaker Nancy squad. And trust me, they are looking to make a statement.
Man, this quote from the source analysis just says it all, doesn't it? Asvel is a top-quality team, and they've dropped 2 straight, which is unusual for them. They're going to be angry, motivated, and playing an opponent they should handle easily. It's a classic spot for a big bounce-back win.
So the play here is pretty clear. We're not just taking Asvel to win. We're backing them to win by at least 5 points. And given the circumstances, that feels more than doable.
And as you look across these other games, you see similar narratives playing out. You've got huge gaps in talent. You've got teams that are hot facing teams missing their best players, and you've got powerful motivations like a playoff push, or, in the case of Navizis, just plain old revenge. These are all situations where the favorite has a clear path to a dominant win.
And now for our final section. This is where the real fun begins. We're going treasure hunting, looking past the obvious to find that hidden value. Those games where the underdog has a real chance, or where a big point spread just doesn't feel right. For this, let's head to Italy for a really interesting game. The road team, Brescia, is the favorite on paper, but oh man, they are walking into a tough spot against a very confident Ferresi team. See, this is where context is absolutely everything. Brescia isn't just missing a player or two. They're down 4 guys from their regular rotation, and that includes a couple of their stars. You combine that with a home Varese team that just beat the powerhouse Milano, and suddenly that underdog pick looks pretty darn appealing. All of these value plays are about reading between the lines. You're looking for things like a team that might be distracted by a huge tournament next week, or a home team like Bursaspor that's going to be extra fired up playing in a wild environment. It's all about spotting those little advantages that the odds might not be fully accounting for.
So, to pull it all together, we've just walked through 4 distinct ways to attack today's games. You can go for the under in those defensive brawls, chase the over in an offensive shootout, back a motivated favorite to roll, or hunt for that sneaky value with an underdog. There's a strategy for every style.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Looking at today's board, what kind of bettor are you? Are you playing it safe with the defensive grinders and heavy favorites, or are you looking to use that hidden context to find a diamond in the rough upset? The choice, my friends, is yours.
And one last big shout out to our sponsors, MyStake and Vadada. Don't forget to check out those exclusive links down in the description.
And that is a wrap on today's ticket. Hey, if this breakdown helped you out, do me a favor and hit that like button and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives. We'll catch you on the next one.